This creature is the bread and butter of this village. In this video, I'll take you deep into the heart of this unique community. You'll see where tons and tons of rats come from, how they're raised and caught, how they're turned into a product, and how they're served daily in high-end restaurants. Why do people eat rat? How is it prepared? And, most intriguingly, what does it taste like? Stay with us until the end. Rat meat may sound surprising to some, but in Vietnam, far from being a last resort option, rat meat has earned its place on the menus of bustling restaurants in Ho Chi Minh City. The demand was so high that even during the pandemic, the rats in the Mekong Delta weren't enough, prompting Vietnam to import tons from Cambodia. In Phu Dat village, rat meat isn't just a novelty, it's the heartbeat of a local industry. They may look the same, but these aren't your average dirty sewer rat. These are rice field rats that live in the wild and eat grains, seeds, and insects instead of trash. So no worries, they aren't unsanitary to eat. The butchery is set up like a true factory line. Each step in the process is handled by a group of workers dedicated solely to the task. The process starts with a swift euthanization, followed by trimming, soaking, and cleaning until the meat is pristine, ready to be transformed into a delicacy. This rat processing facility employs 15 people, mostly women, who handle the preliminary stages of preparing rat meat. They earn $1 per hour. Though one might assume slaughtering is a bloody, brutal job and unsuited to women, Mrs. Nga, who has worked here for over a decade, describes it as stable and manageable. Regardless of rain or shine, the rats arrive at the market consistently, and by working over 5 hours each day, she can earn enough to bring her 2 kids to school. Impressed by the speed and precision of workers here, I tried to ask her about their output.
Không chừng cưng ơi, có khi 500-700, có khi 1 tấn không chừng.
That means 2,000 rats processed in just 5 hours.
Ở chợ đầu mối là nhiều cưng ơi, đi Sài Gòn ít lắm.
Of the few rats that get exported from the verdant fields of An Giang province to the hustle and bustle of Ho Chi Minh City, some would end up in restaurants like this one, the 41 restaurant. Here, you won't just find rat meat, but also many other kinds of exotic treats like dove and rabbit, too. What we're looking at today is the chef's signature, grilled rat meat in clay pots. The cook washes the rats in salt water and half-boiled them. Then he makes little slices all over the meat. The magic of this dish comes from the marinade, a mix of lemongrass, garlic, chili, and traditional Vietnamese spices. These flavors soak into the meat, making sure every bite is rich and fragrant. An hour of resting, and it's time for the grill. Imagine the tempting smell of rat meat, grilled inside a clay jar for over 40 minutes. The result? Juicy and crispy perfection. The fat, just beneath the golden brown, oily, and crispy skin, bursts with flavor. Beneath this lies a thin layer of fat. And then, the meat, sweet and uniquely flavorful, unlike chicken, pork, or beef. This is a one-of-a-kind culinary experience. Yet, concerns linger. Unlike chicken, rat meat lacks a unified cleanliness certification, leaving its source uncertain. But here, the owner guarantees quality.
Bảo đảm với khách hàng một câu là 100% là chuột không nhum tại miền Tây. Mình ở trong hẻm, mình phải bán như thế nào mới tồn tại được tới ngày hôm nay, 7-8 năm. Lượng khách của anh thì các em cũng đã thấy và chứng minh điều đó.
But how did people come to this point? Choosing to eat rat meat wasn't exactly a random decision. I mean, with beef and chicken around, what would make someone opt for rat instead? That is because, for some, it's not just food. It's a taste of home and a reminder of where they came from. Welcome to the Mekong Delta. Where sharing rat meat means you're a part of a big family. It all starts in the fields. Rats have been a formidable opponent since rice farming began in the Mekong Delta. Over the years, villagers developed methods to combat these pests while turning a crisis into an opportunity. If you've ever encountered a rat up close, multiply that feeling by the number of rats here, and you can imagine the devastation farmers have during a rat plague. That's why rat catchers are the local heroes. The hunting process begins around June and July. When rice fields are being harvested, children would run alongside adults driving tractors as they work. But instead of helping with the harvest, they have a more fun job: catching rats. As the rice is cut, the rats, hiding among the stalks, scramble out. And that's when the real chase begins. The intense midday heat adds to the challenge. It's a back-breaking endeavor, but essential for this community's survival. But with knowledge, quick reflexes, and a bit of luck, gotcha. But how did this tradition begin? Legend has it that the custom of eating rats dates back to the late 14th century, during the Ho dynasty in the village of Dongmon. The village was tasked with building a section of a fortress, but something strange kept happening. No matter how many times they built it, the walls on the eastern side kept collapsing. Suspecting sabotage, the ruler, Ho Li, accused the commander, Tran Kong Si, of treason and ordered him buried alive. The tragic loss ignited anger among the villagers, who intended to rise up against the tyrant. Ho Li found out. As a punishment, he confiscated all the village's resources, rice, livestock, and crops, to feed the soldiers. Left with nothing for the upcoming Tet holiday, the villagers banded together to catch rats in the fields, not only to survive the winter, but also to replace the delicacies on the traditional feast table. What began as an act of survival eventually became a tradition. It grew into a symbol of resilience, a testament to survival against the odds, finding life in the cracks where others saw only hardship. Rat meat defies our expectation. What many instinctively recoil from turns out to be a delicious dish, offering a window into Vietnamese history and the resourcefulness of the local community. It's fascinating how food culture can take such unexpected turns, and how, in the end, rats can make people happy.